morning, Central Texas. Welcome to the second half of Kids Community Connections on My Kids 1031. I'm Phyllis Jones, and it's so cool outside. I'm loving it. Okay, anyway, all right. I'll get off of it, but I'm enjoying it. You know, my second guest is somebody I've been knowing. I can't even remember how I met him. I have no clue. But anyway.
Might have been from an event, a community event or something, but hey. But
it's Officer Kyle Moore, and I'll say one thing about him. First of all, he takes everything he does for KPD with a smile. He does. You know, on the inside, he's probably got fires burning, but we'll never know. But also, he is the kid person. And, you know, to me, if you're a kid person, you're okay everywhere else. You really are. And he's not with, I'll say, the kids that are quote unquote the good kids. You know, some of the kids you know, probably need to go to the woodshed, a couple of paddles on their little butt, and come back. But I've always seen him in a positive light. And my most outstanding part that happened with me with Kyle Moore, he probably doesn't know that that's the most thing that stood out, is I used to go visit the kids in juvie. And I went to visit them one Saturday, and one of the boys was really upset. So we talked, you know, and I'm good at talking to kids. I'm really good at it because I guess, I don't know, I'm just good at it. And we were talking, and he was worried about his family, you know, and I asked him, I said, well, I don't know your family, so I don't know what I could possibly do, you know, and I was truthful. I didn't know. He said, yeah, it's something you can do. He said, as a police officer that I know, that I need him to go check on my family. I'm like, to me, first of all, I'm like, I hope I know who this police officer is, you know, because I'm like, that would cause me not a problem, but then I'd have to go find the officer. I'm like, who is it? He says, Officer Kyle Moore. I'm like, really? He said, yeah, I need him to go by my family and just check on them. I said, well, okay, I'll call and ask him, you know. He said, you were, yeah. I said, so, you know, I walked out. I said, I was in my car, sitting in there. I called Officer Kyle Moore. I said, hey, this is the kid. This is the issue. This is what he worried about. I said, first thing Officer Moore said, he didn't say when I got time. He didn't. He said, I'm going to go by there. I went to see the kid the following week, and Officer Moore had been by there because the young man told me, thank you, ma'am, because Officer Moore been to my house, talked to my mom and dad. But the point is, he didn't say, I'll try to fit it in. Officer Moore said, I'll do it. And he did it. That meant a lot to me because he actually did it. But that meant a lot to that child because he was worried about some violence happening to his family. You know, so I think that was, I thought that was the best thing. Not the best, but that was one thing that proved that, you know, who you really are.
Well, I know what you're talking about. And, I hope everything is still well. And but I've always tried to do that, especially in this position. So I've found that being there is half the battle. So, and then once you build that rapport, it helps you in so many different aspects, not just in law enforcement, just in life in general. Yeah. I mean, information is key, and I think relationships is. Let me say, information is key. Relationships is key in this profession. So, and I'm from Killeen, and I love it here. So. Shout out to Killeen. No.
But now you moved over. Okay, we have a large homeless population. Now, some of our homeless are homeless because they want to be. And I'm serious because I've talked to a lot of them. You know, because we have a homeless lady who once a month stays at the Shiloh. She stays at the Shiloh for a weekend. And then she goes back on the street. So, and it's her choice. But hey, okay. You know, but anyway, Killeen now I'm not going to say help get rid of the homeless issue because that's something we can't get rid of completely.
Never.
But Kyle is in the position where he can assist them in turning them around, some of them around to things that they didn't know that they had, things that people don't know the city has. So what's the name of the position you have now?
Well, I'm the homeless outreach officer. And I'm part of the homeless outreach team. Right now, that team consists of but that's fine. You know, speak it into existence. And, you know, once everything is said and done, I believe that it will be bigger because it is needed. Homeless, you're right, will never go away. There's some by choice, but they say anybody is, you know, a paycheck away from being homeless themselves. I mean, a lot of us rob Peter to pay Paul, and sometimes Peter comes before Paul and all this other stuff. So you know how that goes. But with this position, first off, I'm blessed to be in this position. I love it. I do it every day. I've even tried to modify my hours so I can be around a little bit more. But Chief Kimball, and give a shout out to Commander Davis as well. You know,
You mean Reese Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
That's my buddy.
Hey, he's a great commander. You know, but they came together and they were going to do a team. Obviously, walking around, driving around city of Killeen. What are we going to do to see what we can do to address it?
Right.
And obviously, they came up with the homeless outreach team. And I went for it, and I was blessed, and I was able to get the position. But basically, what I do is go to where they're at. You know, if they're in the shelter, I'm going to the shelter. If they're in the streets, they're in the streets. If they're in the woods, I'm going to the woods. I try to connect with them. Number one, develop a rapport, and then see what I can do to assist them in getting their life where they may want to go. All right. And you're right. Some people are out there because they choose to be out there, but there are a lot of people who are out there who don't know what the resources are available to them here in Killeen. And so I'm kind of like that liaison to try to help them, trying to do a different approach than just being the police, you know?
Yeah.
And, but taking that approach is trying to help them. You know, I've had crazy reactions, obviously, because I'm in a patrol uniform and a patrol vehicle. I show up and the people are like, "Oh, what are the police doing over here?" Hey, how you doing, man? You hungry? Or you need something? And sometimes they don't necessarily get that. And that's not a shot at some of our patrol officers, because we're very we work extremely hard, but we don't necessarily always have the time to take that extra step. Right. I'm blessed enough to be able to do that, and where I'll be able to spend an hour with somebody to try to assess what their needs are and try to get them in contact with them with those specific resources. A regular patrol officer may not be able to do that. Right. So, but like I said, since January, since the PIT count, PIT is the point in time count, just the count, and those numbers aren't in yet, but I've hit the ground running, you know, and had a great time doing it. Met some great people as well.
What would you say as far as the median age of homeless in our area would be what?
Well, I really can't answer that question, because I would say that our homeless population, homeless in general, it goes across all lines, racial lines, age lines. But I mean, I would say it's rather in line with City of Killeen's medium age. Okay. I'll say between 25 to 35 maybe. Right. But like I said, you have all different kinds, all ranges. Yeah, but I've kind of developed my own little classification. I'd say there's 4 types of homeless. You have your bridge and your street dwellers, the ones that you see on the streets or under the bridges. Right. You have your regular shelter, the ones that go seek the shelter. You have, we talked about in the last segment, our house hoppers, which is usually the younger population, 18, 19-year-old guys in high school or just got out of high school. They go to friend's house to friend's house. Then you got your survivalists. You know, those are the guys that you go out in the woods and they've got encampments. And, you know, I met a guy, real great guy. He's going through a hard time, but I looked at his camp. His camp was immaculate. Wow. Is living in the woods. Right. He even had his own makeshift shower. You know, we had a little bucket, he puts his water, had a little hose that comes in, he had a nozzle. It was real impressive. But I was actually able to put him in contact with some resources, and I was real happy that he followed through. Right. A lot of times they just need the information, number one, and then sometimes they just need that extra assistance, like, hey, that extra motivation. Everybody,
you can do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You can do it. Yeah.
And one thing that I prided myself on is being accessible. No matter who I meet, they all get my phone number, my direct cell number. Obviously not my personal cell phone, but my PD cell, and it comes straight to me, because a lot of times you'll call an office and you get a voicemail, and then you don't get a call back. But here, I'm like I said, I've been blessed to, whenever you call, I'm able to answer. And if I'm not doing something right then and there, because it is just me, I always try to make time and go at least visit with them. So and see with them. How
can the community, because you can't do it by yourself, and the police department can't do it by themselves.
Absolutely cannot.
So this is a community effort. So what can the community do to assist you in helping them?
Well,
Yes.
number one, I would say is if you see somebody or see something, you can always just reach out to them. Sometimes you just need to say hello or a smile. You don't necessarily have to give money to somebody and everything like that. Sometimes money is not what they need. Sometimes they need something to eat. I mean, but if you really were interested, you can always reach out to me, and I'll give my email and phone number out. Well, my email is kmoore. It's KMOORE at Killeen, Texas spelled out, .gov. My phone number is 254-423-7553. And my office is at 802 North 2nd Street, Building E. How you can help, we don't really take, I don't try to take anything but monetary donations, because when you start dealing with money, you get real tricky and everything. But man, as far as if you have clothing, if you have food, now I always say clothing and furniture, just different things. If it's something that you wouldn't wear or don't want, obviously you don't want to just give it to somebody like trash. You want to be respectful when you're trying to offer something to somebody. But a lot of times they'll get, and I say furniture because a lot of times they'll be able to get housing,
right,
and then they need the simple things like a desk or a dresser or a nightstand, a bed, So you can always reach out. And obviously, I would say reach out to your normal things. I'll give a shout out to Friends in Crisis and Families in Crisis. You can always reach out to them. Salvation Army, Goodwill. Well, Goodwill sells things, but
occasionally if they get out in abundance,
they do, and then they're able to assist. But right now, like I said, some of the things that they can do to reach out is if they're willing to volunteer or provide either donations or time, you can reach out, and we always have events, and I can always try to direct you to some events that are going on. Some of those avid kids are out there that need to have some volunteer hours. Hey, we have some events coming up. Speak of one event that I've been working with, her name is Miss Melissa Pritchard. Shout out to her. She's a CPS worker, but she contacted me after the story came out about the homeless outreach team, and she said, "Man, I want to do something with the homeless. I really like to do something." I was like, "All right, cool, man. What do you want to do?" And she's like, "I like to give away some, lunches to the homeless." And I was like, "All right, man, cool. That's that's great." But I wanted to piggyback off that, and I was like, "Well, let's go ahead and if you want to do that, well, let's try to do it big. Let's go ahead and let me get in contact with the Homeless Coalition, and it's just with a coalition with all different groups, and I'll reach out to them to see if they want to partake as well." Now, keep in mind, this event was put together without knowledge of the Operation Stand Down that's given twice a year at the Armory on W.S. Young. But hey, what can I say? We're still gonna do it. We're gonna have a good time, and we're just gonna have twice the opportunity to help the homeless, and not just the homeless, but the community in general. So our event is not necessarily going to be strictly for the homeless, but we wanted to do it smack dab in the middle of downtown. Correct. Right there at the Green Street Park or Green Avenue Park or the Farmers Market. Right. Address is going to be 717 North 2nd Street. It's going to be on April 21st at 10 a.m. and we're calling it the Give Love Community Outreach Day. It's on Facebook, so if you want to check it out, Give Love Community Outreach Day. And you can also contact myself or Miss Melissa, and her number is 254-245-9505, or her email is givelovecod@gmail.com. We were asking for volunteers, and I had a meeting with her last night, had like up to 50 volunteers. We have a DJ, forgive me if I say his name wrong, but DJ Willoughby or Wilby. Shout out to him. He's gonna come out, and we're gonna have good music, we're gonna have free food, we're gonna have clothes giveaway. She's got some people to come out there and do some medical screenings and things like that. It's essentially similar to the Operation Stand Down, and that's going to be on the 28th at the Armory on W.S. Young. Shout out to them.
So what day is this event?
This
the same
event
day?
is going to be, no ma'am, it's going to be October 21st, the week before. at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
So this one you're talking about now?
Yes, ma'am. I don't say my event, our event that we're doing.
Oh, okay. So we had a while to plan it.
And I would love for you guys to come on out. Shout out to Kiss.
So you want Kiss to come out?
Kiss 103.1.
Kiss will be there.
All right, well, I appreciate that.
Kiss will be there.
It'd be a great event. And
can you invite the Bell County Child Welfare Board?
Well, yes.
We need to be there too.
Those in the Child Welfare Board, we would love to have you out there and do what you do. Set up a table to provide information or whatever else we need to do. Excuse me.
Also, I'm throwing people under the bus, so I'm gonna continue.
I'm sorry.
Would you like to? I'm gonna say it this way, so you got to listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like the Texas State NAACP Health Chair to throw in what she can do?
I would love for the NAACP, the state NAACP, as well as Killeen's NAACP. I don't want to throw them under the bus.
The state we will.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yeah, state we will. we will be there.
But like I said, we don't know what to expect. I have some great people that are at the shelter. That said they say, I have some more. Hey, I really would like to help, and of course, welcome arms. So. It's for them. It's for the community. It's for Killeen. So kids as well. We're in the workings of trying to get a bouncy house and some activities for kids, maybe some face painting and stuff. We just want to have an all around good time. So
can the Bell County Child Welfare Board get the bounce house?
Sure. That would be awesome if they would be able to do
two of them.
That would be awesome.
Yes, they would.
Hey man, we got plenty of room out there.
Yeah, we have a retreat next week. I thought
that'll work. And it's just I'm super excited, not just for this event. I'm super excited for this team, the city of Killeen, what the chief has allowed me to do. Mm-hmm. I've had some great building some great relationships with the agencies that are out here. Heritage House, Families in Crisis, Friends in Crisis. They're doing a great job over there at the shelter. Miss Gilmore and her shelter out there. She's been a good resource of information. It's not MHMO anymore. It's called Central County Services. Yes. Great resource for mental health. Bell County Indigent Health Services. It's been awesome, and then Metroplex as well. So I want to give them some kudos as well for stuff that they're doing for the homeless.
I don't think that where you're having it at is going to overgrow it.
But
that's a good thing.
The idea was just to go somewhere centrally located where they don't have to necessarily go very far. So
I say it's going to overgrow, which is good.
Hey. Long Branch Park, here we come.
We'll block off the street.
2019.
The city could allow you to block off that street next to it, though.
I'm pretty sure they would.
Yeah,
they don't ever utilize that street.
No, they don't. They don't. If not, they could do that. If not, I'll call them out on the radio. City of Killeen didn't do this.
Well, I will say they're doing a great. They're doing a great job. Community development. They've been real instrumental in assisting with allowing us to do this park there and some of the churches. But that's just the event there. But man, I've had some really great success. I believe if I'm able to help one person, it's a success. So people measure success differently. Right. But man, I've had a great time. That's good. And I hope it continues. You wake up every morning, you look forward to going to work. And like I said, people texting me right now like, hey, are you working today? Not today. I'll give you money. No. But sometimes, like I said, just being accessible is all you need.
Well, also, you were saying clothes, and nobody needs raggedy clothes. So I'll put it this way. Those clothes that you thought you was going to wear because you were going to lose that weight, and you're really not going to lose that weight? Donate those. All right. Donate those clothes.
We still want you to reach your goals, though.
Well, you can reach your goal, but some people have an impossible goal because, if you're in your 30s, those pants you wore when you were 20, I don't think you're going to get back into them.
I've recently started my little weight loss deal again, and I tell you what, when you're over 30, it's harder to lose weight and it's harder to wake up and get out there and work out. But
so those clothes you can donate.
I am actually donating several business.
That's what I'm saying. Those are good clothes that we have
and things like that. Right. But yeah, we're good.
Because those are clothes to donate. The
Yes,
ones
ma'am.
you
The
wish
ones
you could get back into.
The ones that you still would wear too.
Yeah, so those are good. But also, I would say to people too, if you travel, like I travel with the different organizations I belong to, but when you stay in a hotel, you know, you don't use those hotel little things they give. Nobody ever uses them. But what you can do is collect them, and you could give them to the homeless because they're small.
Which actually leads into another point. Obviously, we'll be taking donations starting the 16th because we don't want them to be, you know, spoiled or anything prior to the event.
Right.
But we've been collecting lunch bags, sandwich bags, pre-rack bags if you have them, cookies, oranges, apples, ripe bananas, loaves of bread. We've been collecting those things as well. Well, like we'll be collecting those on the 16th. And you can contact either myself or Melissa, and we'll be able to coordinate that.
Okay.
And then as far as toiletries, what we were just talking about, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, feminine products, and we'll be putting together bags for those items and then passing them out as well. Blankets. I wanted to give a shout out to Logos and Threads. They've been awesome. They brand new shirts. I'm talking about boxes of them. Yeah. So, and this is absolutely free. I gotta throw that out there. Free 99. You know, we love that. You know, all of us love free 99. So, come on out, have a good time with us, and looking forward to seeing you guys. And then we can talk more about what we can do to help
impact
our less fortunate get back on the right track.
Okay,
so
cool. All right. Okay, you know, you're not leaving with that. Oh, so we're gonna shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna shift gears to your other life.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 4 years ago. Okay, first of all, I'll put it this way: every 2 years, which is the odd year, our legislators have a Black Legislative Caucus meeting with all of our Black legislators. So, you know, 4 years ago, I invited Officer Kyle Moore to come to sit on a panel to talk about crime. And it's not, none of the panels we sit on are negative. They aren't negative, so let's throw that away. But they're empowerment. So Kyle sat on a panel with some people. Oh, yeah. With some FBI agents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was intimidating, but I'll never shy away from a challenge. It was a great experience, though. A great opportunity. The first time I ever been inside the state capitol, number one. But being able to sit on that, take part of that panel, it was an honor, obviously, with some of those college students, and dealing on how we can better bridge the gaps between our community and law enforcement. Obviously, I'm passionate about that. So, you know, I meet the demographics sometimes of some of the people that have issues. But like I said, I'd rather affect change from within. So that's one of the motivations, obviously, to join the police department. Not only that, but to make a difference in the city that raised me. So
you've been to 2 sessions.
Yes, ma'am.
So I want to ask you a question twice.
All right.
I want to know, first of all, what did Officer Kyle Moore get out of it? And then for everybody who's not a police officer, everybody else, what did Kyle Moore get out of it? Because we need more people to go.
We do. Obviously, being in law enforcement, sometimes it doesn't work with schedules. And I was blessed enough, obviously, with Chief Baldwin and then Interim Chief Young at the time, allowed me to go. And like I said, it was a great experience. But officer, what did I learn? I learned a lot as far as, number one, you got to listen to the community, how they're feeling. You can't dismiss how somebody feels, whether it's wrong or right. You know, it's right to them. It may be, you know, you may not agree with it, but how do you receive information, process it, and then work to better the relationship? So as an officer, I learned from some of those guys that were up there, been there 25 plus years, you know, some of these big agencies. I learned how they're dealing with it, how they were able to progress in their career, number one, and yet still keep their roots and keep a strong bond with their community. As an officer, as Kyle the person, I was able to sit back, because I did see myself sitting back listening to them. It's like, wow, I wonder, dang, that's how they had to experience, you know, being a officer in that day and age, and put myself in a citizen's position. Like, I'm a firm believer in the golden rule: treat others as you want to be treated. So I've tried to carry that into law enforcement, and knowing the number one, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should always do it. So I've been blessed in being able to maintain that, and I hope I've made an impact and done some positive things as a law enforcement.
So how did you feel sitting with the lieutenant governor?
And that was actually, like I said, like you said it earlier, I always try to smile,
Yeah.
But I could be terrified. And I was always taught, my mom and dad told me, don't ever let them know when you shook. So, yeah. But it was intimidating. You're sitting there, you're like, wow, like, these people you see on TV, and but getting a chance to just sit and talk with them as a person is, they're just people like you, So, they're no better, no worse. But
you recommend other people go?
I would. If you get a chance to go to the state capitol, number one, it'd be a great thing to take your kids to for just for the experience. Secondly, it'd be a great opportunity to meet with some of these people who are basically coming from down behind their podiums or whatever and sitting amongst you and basically eating barbecue out there with you. The gym don't want to hear that right now because we're on a diet, but it's just a great opportunity to meet people on a personal level, and then see how the process works, the inner structure, how that works, how people come up with this is the issues that we want to talk about. So how do we get that issue across? And it's just been really great to learn, and I've been blessed to go twice. I'm looking forward to going again, and if I got to take off, I'll take off to go to give somebody else an opportunity to go. But I'm definitely gonna put that invite out, and I don't want just black folks to go. Everybody, you get a chance to go, so you get to hear other people's points of views and what their concerns are. And
also, it's important for everybody to go because you are heard. You're not heard from an email you sent. You're heard from the person who needs to hear you. You're talking directly to the guy. Hey, but this is what I want, and they're gonna ask you, so why you want it? And first you're gonna step back and go, what did he say?
Yeah.
I said, you're gonna have to learn to defend what you're asking for.
And the one thing that I saw from you guys, and I would always recommend anybody, if you really, really are concerned and you really, really want to make a difference, be prepared. What I mean by that is, don't go up there half-stepping. Go up there with your facts straight, your info straight. That way, it doesn't make you look silly, and that way you can go ahead and be passionate about what you have to say.
Okay, because that was like the last time we went. Kyle went as Kyle, and he was cool. And there was a panel coming up, and we went to it. And one of the legislators, he says, "Does anybody else need to be on this panel?" So if everybody knows me, you know me. I said, yeah, he does.
He's like, what you do? I'm a police officer.
He said, what did he say? So why he got to be on there? I was like, whoa. He didn't throw that at me, so I was ready. I said, because he's a good police officer. He knows his job is, and he deserves to be up there. And after that, we had to push Kyle up there. But the thing is, he's right. You do have to know your stuff. Yes, and when we do go, we do have a talking packet with us, and we defend our packet through and through. But also, Kyle went not knowing that the legislators were going to tell him he could talk. So they asked him, oh, what about you? And Kyle stepped back for a whole second and then he was like, oh, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Let me talk now. I said, so I wanted you to talk about it, because when we talk about it, we go all the time, nobody cares.
Yeah.
But you're not, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So I mean, I've talked to, obviously you try to take some of that information back and you share it with your partners, the guys that you're on the streets with. I'm not gonna sit here and lie on the radio, say that I did a big presentation for the whole PD. I know, but I basically have conversation all the time with those who you can have conversations with in the department. Obviously talked with our chain, Chief Young. Talked to her about that, and then also our command staff, obviously, and then other officers that were on my squad at the time. So I think that it was a lot of positive things that came out of that. Obviously, They talk about the Sandra Bland Act and things that people fought for. Now, me being a law enforcement officer, there were some things in the original Sandra Bland Act that I didn't agree with, but you don't want to have all yes men in a room. You know, you got to have people who don't agree with certain things, but I do think some of the things that we're dealing with mental health need to be addressed. All right, so and that's one of the things that I deal with, obviously, with the homeless as well. That's a whole nother,
and that's good that you're doing the homeless part, because I'll help you put before a bill about the homeless and what we need for the state of Texas.
I will say this, and I'm not gonna lie, because I'm fresh to it. I've done research, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I went blindly into it. I reached out to some agencies like Austin PD and their the host team, the homeless outreach street team. Shout out to Officer Randy Hunt. I called him, and it was like I've known him for 20 years. He welcomed me, brought me down there, did a ride along with him. I plan on going back out there to meet with him again, just to show me the way that they do things. And I've tried to implement some of those things that they're doing in Austin here. I've also reached out to Houston areas, Lubbock, and certain things. Now, obviously, Killeen, we call it the big little city. There's certain things that we can do here and implement here that we, and then there's some certain things that we can't necessarily implement here yet because of the size of our city and things of that nature. But I'm a sponge, you know. I'm always open to criticism, whether it be positive or negative. That's how you learn. I mean, you can't be successful right in the first. You know, you gotta fall down a little bit, but we're one day at a time. One person is dealing with the homeless, like you said earlier. Some people choose to be there. I know we segment back to it, but it's like a triage. When you go to the hospital, you help those who need to be helped first, and then you help those who want to be helped. You know, if you want to sign out AMA against a medical advice, hey, you know. And the analogy I always use when I go to talk to somebody is, it's an analogy that everybody knows. If you're in the desert, you're thirsty. You're thirsty as all get out. I go up there and I meet with you and say, hey, I got this glass of water right here. It can quench your thirst. I just need you to come to me right here and I'll give you this drink. I can go and walk you over to that cup of water, but if you choose not to drink it, you sit there and look at it like, that sure does look thirst. That sure looks thirst quenching. But they've ultimately got to drink the water themselves, and drinking that water is mental health. It is health insurance. It is a job. It's shelter. It's the things that can help put them on track to being a regular citizen. But like I said, great people. They've blessed with me the opportunity. I'm talking about the actual homeless people. They've welcomed me with open arms. Not everybody, but some, you know. But I've had good success being able to connect some people back home to their families, whether it be train, bus, plane. But can't do it alone. Obviously, you know, some of those things that I'm still working on, a relationship with those nonprofits and those churches. My church, Greater Vision, has been instrumental in helping me in a couple of scenarios. I won't go into detail, but they've reached out and they've helped, and there's been some other churches as well. But that's basically what it boils down to. That's the only way that I'll be able to move forward outside of using my own money, which I've done that on you don't have to do it just to for bragging. That's not what this is about. It's more about just helping people in general. Sometimes it becomes a right now thing, you know. You go, can we do this? Okay, here, man. Let me go ahead and do it. There's a plane ticket I got for a young lady and connected her back with her mom. And I got the confirmation, went up to the place, got everything coordinated. It was like, it'll be $25 for what? For the bag. I was like, okay, here. We ain't about to jump through hoops and so it's fun. Like I said, had some great times. Cry a little bit just because you're sad. Sad situations. But so how can we find more about the October 21st event? Not October, April. April. Excuse me, April 21st. Boom. How April. You can go? Like I said, if everybody got a Facebook now, you can go ahead and go on Facebook and search "Give Love Community Outreach Day."
Text that to me.
I will. I know it's long, but
That's okay.
We wanted it to be something geared for everybody, not just homeless. So it is.
We'll be there.
Like I said, it'll be April 21st at 10 a.m. and it's at the Green Avenue Park. Everybody calls it the Farmers Market Park. Is where they used to have the little the food trucks and stuff come, and it's right there downtown on 2nd Street, right across the street from the Greater Free Clinic.
Right.
So come on out. Like I said, live music, free food, free clothes. We're also going to have other items there. As far as toiletries, we're also going to have health screenings. We're hopefully going to get some barbers out there if we can make sure that everything meets the qualification or the criteria for cutting hair and stuff like that. But I don't want people to be afraid of this.
We'll be there.
I don't want people to think of the homeless and be like, oh, no, I can't be around. Man, these people are just people just like us.
Yeah.
We're all people. We want to help, and this is how we do it.
I'm going to contact some organizations that I know.
Hey, if you can.
And I have a hard time asking people. I more so tell you what I need you to do.
I've learned that.
So I'll let them know, what they'll be doing.
Any help is greatly appreciated. Any help.
And I'll see if we can get, for kids that's going to be there.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to see if we can get some of their characters to walk in.
Hey.
Because kids love characters. The big, huge, the big, huge characters. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to contact her for the kids just to,
We want it to be. There's a couple other people that I still need to reach out to, and I know we're coming up on the time, but hey, either you can come or you not. We still gonna rock and roll it.
Yeah, we'll be there, and Child Welfare Board will be there too.
Hey,
with our bag, because we have giveaway bags that we do give away with information in them.
Great.
So we'll be there,
and we'll have a booth set up for you.
Yeah, we'll be there for us, and KISS will be there. Some way, shape, or form, KISS will be there, and we can succeed in giving out CDs because we have CDs to give away. And a lot of the homeless do have means of listening to some music.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So we can give them some music to listen to, and we'll be there.
Like I said, at Killeen, we're doing some great things, and
my show will be there too. I must say, I'll be there. Yeah, so Community Connections will be there, but yeah, we're there. Because we're part of the community.
Gotcha.
We work with everybody to make sure that we're all safe, have what we need without, the craziness.
Hey, it's all for a good time. We're going to have a good time, have fun, and laugh, play, dance a little bit. I may get out there and dance a little bit,
I will say he can dance. I saw him dance with some kids one day at the Stop the Violence event. I remember that, and they didn't think he could dance, and he did.
We got to get it. Hey,
we got to get, I'm a challenge. Some lieutenants that don't know how to dance no more because they think they forgot.
And because I'm all about team, the Clean Arts and Activity Center downtown.
Yes.
They actually run that park, and you can actually rent that out. So
yes, you can.
Just to throw that out there, it is a great venue. Once you go out there and you come out there on the 21st, you'll see what it can be. It's a nice little venue out there.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on this morning and sharing with us what we will be doing on the 21st of April.
I really appreciate you guys.
We need to know where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to be doing. So I'll be making some phone calls in a few minutes. Everybody should know. And I want to thank Officer Moore for being the officer that he is. I'll say he's a unique officer in the city of Killeen because he does what he does with a heart. Some people only do what they do because of a script or a job description. Well, he does what he does from the heart, which is more important than the lousy job description. And I'm serious, in the lousy script. When you do it from the heart, you develop more into it than what it actually is, which is great. So I want to thank you for being the officer that you are.
Thank you.
And you need to go find some more like you.
There's a lot of them. I promise you we do.
Well, see, I don't know any of them.
I got you.
I'm putting it this way. Since I don't know who they are, they don't exist.
Oh, I got you. Well, I'll make sure they get in contact with you. I really appreciate you and everything that you do, and invite me on the show, and keep doing what you're doing, letting the community be informed, and man,
So we'll see everybody on Thursday at the PD for Child Sex Trafficking Training at 6 o'clock. And then we'll see everybody on the 21st downtown at the Farmers Market with what you're going to bring to help service the homeless. And I'll say not even just the homeless. Some are less fortunate.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, they're like 2 feet away from being homeless, but they're less fortunate. And that area is that way. So we'll see you there. And if I don't see you there, I'll just know that you don't care.
All right.
I want to thank you for listening to Kids Community Connections 103.1 Kiss FM, and I want you to always remember you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.